Good morning everyone. This is Versatile Vanshaj. We are starting lesson first of 10th standard of science, chemical reaction and equation. Chemical reactions and equation. It is the first chapter of chemistry. It is divided into 5 parts. First topic is rancidity. Second topic is corrosion. Second topic is corrosion. Third topic is types of reaction. Types of reaction. Types of reaction. Fourth topic is chemical change. Chemical change. Chemical change and physical change. And fifth topic is balancing the chemical equation. Balancing the chemical equation. Balancing the chemical equation. So lesson first is divided into 5 parts: rancidity, corrosion, types of reaction, chemical change and physical change, balancing the chemical equation. We are starting our first topic, rancidity. Rancidity. So what is rancidity? The change in color. The change in color. The change in color. Odor. Odor means smell. The change in color, odor and taste of fat containing item. Taste of fat containing item. Taste of fat containing item when they react with air and moisture. When they react with air and moisture. Air and moisture is called rancidity. Rancidity. Factor affecting rancidity. Factor affecting rancidity. Factor affecting rancidity. Rancidity. There are 2 factors which affecting rancidity. So first factor is air and second factor is moisture. How we will define rancidity in our daily life? When you are opening any packet of Lays or any fat containing item. Fat containing means which is fried. When it react with air and moisture, its taste, its odor, its smell change, that is called rancidity. कॉमन भाषा में आप ऐसे कह सकते हो, जो आपके बिस्किट हैं या लेज हैं उनका क्रंचीपन ख़त्म हो जाता है, वो सलाब जाते हैं, इसको हम rancidity कहते हैं. rancidity को 2 फैक्टर इफेक्ट करते हैं, एयर, मॉइस्चर. सेकेंड, types of rancidity. Types of rancidity. Types of rancidity. Rancidity has 2 types. Rancidity has 2 types. One is oxidative rancidity. Oxidative rancidity. Oxidative rancidity. Second is hydrolytic rancidity. Hydrolytic rancidity. Hydrolytic rancidity. हाइड्रोलिटिक मीन्स जब आपका फूड जो है सलाब जाता है, मॉइस्चर पकड़ लेता है, दैट इज कोल्ड हाइड्रोलिटिक रैंसिडिटी. एंड ऑक्सीडेटिव इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ऑटोलिटिक रैंसिडिटी. ऑटोलिटिक रैंसिडिटी. जब आपका फूड ओनली एयर से रिएक्ट करे, ऑक्सीजन से रिएक्ट करे, दैट इज नोन एज ऑक्सीडेटिव रैंसिडिटी. और जो फूड जो आपका फैट कंटेनिंग फूड है वो मॉइस्चर से रिएक्ट करे, उसका क्रंचीपन खत्म हो जाए, दैट इज कॉल्ड हाइड्रोलिटिक रैंसिडिटी. नाउ वी विल डू प्रिवेंशन ऑफ रैंसिडिटी. prevention of rancidity, prevention of rancidity, prevention of rancidity. There are 5 to 6 methods by which we can prevent rancidity. First method is chemical method. First method is chemical method. Second method is by dehydration, by dehydration, by dehydration. Third is by pasteurization, by pasteurization, by pasteurization. Fourth, by heating, by heating, or UHT, ultra heat treatment, ultra heat treatment, ultra heat treatment. By adding common salt, or you can say preservation, preservation by common salt, preservation by common salt, preservation by common salt, preservation by sugar, preservation by sugar. 6, 7, by adding oil or vinegar. By canning or vacuum. So these are 8 methods by which rancidity can be preserved. One more method you can also add it by adding antioxidant, by adding antioxidant, by adding antioxidant. सो स्टूडेंट्स मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनेंगे. ये HBSC बोर्ड, CBSE बोर्ड, ICSE बोर्ड, तीनों बोर्ड के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. देयर आर 9 मेथड बाय विच वी कैन प्रिवेंट rancidity. फर्स्ट इज बाय chemical method, second is by dehydration, third is by pasteurization, fourth is by heating, in which you can add UHT by ultra heat treatment. Fifth is by preservation by common salt. Sixth, preservation by sugar. Seventh is by adding oil or vinegar. Eighth is by canning or by vacuum, and ninth is by adding antioxidant. So first method is chemical method. Chemical method. There are few chemicals which prevent the rate of rancidity or which prevent the food from getting oxidized or from spoilage. The name of chemicals are by adding sodium benzoate, by adding sodium benzoate, sodium benzoate, by adding sodium meta bisulfite, sodium meta bisulfite, or by adding potassium meta bisulfite. Second is by adding antioxidant, by adding antioxidant, by adding antioxidant. So students, what are antioxidant? Anti means against, and oxidation means जो फूड को एयर मॉइस्चर के साथ रिएक्ट मत होने दे. एंटी मीन्स अगेंस्ट, These are the chemical substance which prevent the rate of oxidation or which prevent the food from spoilage. There are two antioxidant, butylated hydroxyanisole or butylated hydroxyanisole. And the word anti means against. The word anti means against. Antioxidant are the chemical substance which prevent the food from oxidation, are called antioxidant. There are two examples of antioxidant which are, EG means example given, butylated hydroxyanisole, BHA, and butylated hydroxytoluene, butylated hydroxytoluene. Student, still now we have discussed two methods, by chemical method or by adding antioxidant. In chemical method we had add 2 or 3 preservative, sodium benzoate, potassium metabisulfite, sodium metabisulfite. In second method we have done antioxidant. Antioxidant are the chemical substance which prevent the food from oxidation or they decrease the rate of oxidation of fat containing item. There are two chemicals whose come under category of antioxidant: butylated hydroxyanisole, butylated hydroxytoluene. Okay. Third is by adding nitrogen. Or N2 gas. Nitrogen, or it's also known as dinitrogen because it is a diatomic gas. Nitrogen gas is a inert gas. Inert gas means it is less reactive. Nitrogen gas is a inert gas, therefore it is added in potato chips. In nitrogen, in two nitrogen atom there is a triple bond which is difficult to break. Therefore nitrogen is added only into chips because it is inert gas, it itself not react, and it also prevent the food from oxidation. Then fourth is by pasteurization. Pasteurization, it was discovered by Louis Pasteur. You can say it was discovered or it was done by Louis Pasteur. In 1862. So what is pasteurization? Basically pasteurization is done for milk only. Pasteurization is a process by which milk is heated at 70 degrees Celsius for 30 to 35 seconds, then 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 cooled at 10 degrees Celsius in order in order in order to prevent in order to prevent the in order to prevent the growth of bacteria in order to prevent the growth of bacteria is called pasteurization is called pasteurization. Okay, so students, so far we have discussed four methods for prevention of rancidity. First is chemical method, second is by adding antioxidant, third is by adding nitrogen, fourth is by pasteurization. Then by fifth method, by dehydration. By dehydration. What is dehydration? In science or chemistry, D means removal. D means removal and hydration means water. So the process of removal, the process of removal, the process of removal, the process of removal of water of water of water the process of removal of water from food by sun drying or any other method. By the process of removal of water from food by sun drying or any other method is called dehydration. So students, why we are doing dehydration? Because when moisture content is present in fat containing item or any food item, moisturization is the primary factor which is responsible for growth of bacteria, growth of microorganism. Our first demand or first preference is to prevent the growth of bacteria. When we are making any cake, we are making a dough. When we are making a dough we are putting a water. We can dry the dough, no problem, but some amount of water is remain in dough. That some amount of water is the cause of growth of bacteria or microbes which prevent the which cause the rancidity. So we have to prevent rancidity. So by dehydration, it is a quite old method. Okay, so with the help of sunlight we are doing dehydration. Sixth is by vacuum, by canning or by vacuum. So firstly, our food items are heat at high temperature, they are sterilized, then they are packing in airtight container. That method is known as vacuum or by canning. The food items are firstly heat at high temperature or sterilize. Then they are packing in airtight container is called vacuum. Is called canning method or prevention by वैक्यूम मेथड। नेक्स्ट मेथड इज बाय एडिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट, बाय एडिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट। ओके, फिर से बात कर रहे हैं कि माइक्रोब्स की ग्रोथ के लिए ना सबसे पहले मॉइस्चराइजर ज़रूरी होता है। तो हम फूड कंटेनिंग जो आइटम है, फैट कंटेनिंग आइटम है, उसके अंदर सॉल्ट डाल के जो हमारी रेंसिडिटी है उसको प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं बाय एडिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट, बाय एडिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट NaCl सोडियम क्लोराइड, बाय एडिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट और सोडियम क्लोराइड we can prevent rancidity। Then eighth method, by adding sugar by adding sugar or you can say cane sugar formula is C12H22O11। by adding sugar we can prevent rancidity। Ninth method, by cooling or freezing, by cooling और बाय फ्रीजिंग। जो भी आपकी फैट कंटेनिंग आइटम है उसको हम लो टेम्परेचर पे रख के, रेफ्रिजरेटर में रख के, फ्रिज में रख के आपका जो फूड है स्पॉइल होने से हम बचा सकते हैं। आजकल आपके पास फ्रोज़न आइटम आती हैं, मैकेन्स आते हैं, फ्रेंच फ्राइज आती हैं, जितने आपने खाने होते हैं आप तल के खा के बाकी उसको रेफ्रिजरेटर में रख देते हो, नहीं तो वो बाहर पड़े पड़े क्या हो जाएंगे, ख़राब हो जाएंगे। सो by keeping food at low temperature, we can prevent rancidity। सो ये हमारे पास 9 मेथड हो गए रेंसिडिटी के लिए। एक लास्ट मेथड आपको और करा रहे हैं। टेंथ, बाय हीटिंग। अपने घरों में जब मिल्क आता है सबसे पहले आप उसको हीट करते हैं हाई टेम्परेचर पे। तो बाय हीटिंग से भी आप जो है हमारी रेंसिडिटी को क्या है रोक सकते हैं। बाय कीपिंग फूड एट हाई टेम्परेचर, बाय कीपिंग फूड एट हाई टेम्परेचर we can prevent rancidity। सो स्टूडेंट्स मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनेंगे, टॉपिक को समराइज कर रहे हैं। आपने सबसे पहले रेंसिडिटी की डेफिनेशन करनी है, द चेंज इन कलर, ऑर्डर एंड स्मेल ऑफ फैट कंटेनिंग आइटम when they react with air and moisture is called rancidity। सेकेंड आप करेंगे टाइप्स ऑफ rancidity, ऑक्सीडेटिव एंड हाइड्रोलिटिक। देन आप करेंगे उसके मेथड ऑफ प्रिवेंशन ऑफ rancidity। आप स्टार्ट करेंगे केमिकल मेथड से जिसके अंदर आप सोडियम बेंजोएट, सोडियम मेटाबाइसल्फाइड और पोटाशियम मेटाबाइसल्फाइड डालेंगे। सेकंड आप करेंगे बाय एडिंग नाइट्रोजन। नाइट्रोजन क्यों डालते हैं? क्योंकि नाइट्रोजन के एटम में ट्रिपल बॉन्ड होता है जो खुद एक इनर्ट गैस है जो फूड को स्पॉइल होने से बचाती है। वो खुद भी नहीं रिएक्ट करती और फूड को भी नहीं होने देती। थर्ड आप करेंगे बाय एडिंग एंटीऑक्सीडेंट। एंटी का मतलब होता है अगेंस्ट और ऑक्सीडेशन मीन्स जो फूड को ऑक्सीडेशन से बचाएं। There are antioxidant are the chemical substance which prevent the food from oxidation. There are two antioxidant in our syllabus: butylated hydroxyanisole, BHA, BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene. देन आप करेंगे हमारे पास बाय एडिंग ऑयल और बाय एडिंग प्रिजर्वेटिव, बाय एडिंग ऑयल और बाय एडिंग इथेनोइक एसिड विच इज़ कॉमनली नोन एज विनेगर और एसिटिक एसिड, जिसका हमारे पास फॉर्मूला होता है CH3COOH और C2H4O2। इसकी pH वैल्यू जो होती है वो 4 होती है। इथेनोइक एसिड का जो एक्वस सोल्यूशन होता है, इथेनोइक एसिड का जो एक्वस सोल्यूशन होता है उसे हम विनेगर कहते हैं, एसिटिक एसिड कहते हैं, सिरका कहते हैं। ये हमारे अचार में डलता है। इसके बाद आप करेंगे बाय पास्चराइजेशन, जो स्पेशली मिल्क के लिए होता है। फिर आप करेंगे बाय एडिंग शुगर, बाय एडिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट, बाय डिहाइड्रेशन, एंड लास्ट में आपको बताया बाय हीटिंग। हीटिंग के अंदर आप UHT की फुल फॉर्म याद रखेंगे, अल्ट्रा हीट ट्रीटमेंट। थैंक यू।